Hey everyone, in this video, we'll uncover the most valuable Australian 20-cent coin you should be on the lookout for. We'll break down what makes these Australian 20-cent coins so special, how much they're worth in today's market, and what you need to know to sell them successfully at auction. So let's get started. First up, the 1996 Australian 50-cent coin is part of the country's decimal series, which began in 1966 when Australia transitioned away from pounds, shillings, and pence to a simpler dollar and cent system. By 1996, the 50-cent coin had already undergone one major design change. The very first 1966 coins were struck in round silver, containing 80% silver content, but these were quickly withdrawn due to the rising value of silver. In 1969, Australia introduced the dodecagonal, or 12-sided copper-nickel coin that we know today. By 1996, this new shape and size had already become iconic, recognized instantly by Australians as the largest circulating coin in both size and weight. On the obverse of the 1996 coin is the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Raphael Makloff. This effigy was introduced in 1985 and used until 1998, so it appears on all Australian coins struck during that period. Makloff's design portrays the Queen wearing the royal diadem, facing right, with her shoulders and part of the neckline visible. The portrait is more formal and idealized compared to the earlier McKin effigy, showing the Queen with a regal and dignified bearing. Around the portrait are the inscriptions Elizabeth II and Australia 1996, identifying the monarch, issuing nation and year of minting from a technical standpoint. The 1996 50-cent coin is struck in copper-nickel, weighs 15.55 grams, and measures 31.65 millimeters across. Its dodecagonal shape makes it unique and easily identifiable among Australia's coins. Millions of 50-cent coins were produced in 1996, with no particularly low mintages for that year, which means it is not considered a rare date in the series. Because of this, condition plays the biggest role in determining value. The coin in question here is described as being in fine condition with some scratches. In coin grading terms, fine means the coin has seen considerable circulation. Most of the major details are still visible, but much of the finer detail has been worn away. On the obverse, the Queen's portrait will still be clear, but her hair, crown, and facial features will show noticeable flattening. On the reverse, the coat of arms remains identifiable, but many of the smaller lines and textures are smoothed from wear. The added presence of scratches further lowers the eye appeal, since scratches are considered damage beyond normal wear. In today's auction market, a 1996 Australian 50-cent coin in fine condition with scratches does not attract much premium. Generally, such a coin is worth its face value of 50 cents. Sometimes it may sell for slightly above face if offered individually, perhaps up to $1, particularly if a beginner collector needs this specific date to complete a set. However, because 1996 is a common year, most collectors prefer to seek out higher-grade examples. By contrast, coins in higher condition grades are more desirable. A 1996 50-cent coin in extremely fine or about uncirculated condition may sell for $2 to $3. Uncirculated examples with full mint luster often bring $3 to $5, while proof coins struck for collector sets can reach $10 to $20, especially when kept in their original presentation packaging. Error coins from 1996 are also worth noting. Misstrikes, off-center coins, or clipped planchettes are considered collectible and can fetch significantly higher prices depending on rarity and demand. In practice, most circulated 1996 coins in fine or lower condition are often sold in bulk lots of mixed 50-cent pieces. Dealers might offer bags or rolls of these coins by weight, where the value per coin is essentially face value. Individual scratched examples rarely sell for more than 50 cents to $1 in online auctions. since better preserved coins are widely available. Next up, the 1994 Australian 50-cent coin is part of the country's decimal series, which was introduced in 1966 when Australia replaced the old pounds, shillings, and pence system with the modern dollar and cent system. Since then, the 50-cent coin has become one of the most distinctive pieces in Australian currency. With its large size and 12-sided shape, it stands out easily in circulation and is often seen as a coin of national pride. From a technical perspective, the 1994 Australian 50-cent coin is struck in copper nickel, weighs 15.55 grams, and measures 31.65 millimeters across. Its distinctive dodecagonal shape makes it unique among circulating coins, not only in Australia but worldwide. The mintage for 1994 was large, with tens of millions of coins produced for circulation. Because of this, the 1994 issue is not considered rare, and many examples remain readily available in everyday transactions even decades later. The coin under discussion here is described as being in dirty condition with some scratches. In numismatic terms, dirty usually refers to surface discoloration, staining, or accumulated grime that has built up over years of handling and circulation. Scratches indicate damage beyond ordinary wear, which further reduces a coin's visual appeal and desirability. In this state, the coin would generally fall into the fine or possibly even lower grade category. On the obverse, the Queen's portrait would still be visible, but most of the finer hair details and crown design would be flattened. On the reverse, the coat of arms would remain identifiable, but much of the sharpness in the shield, kangaroo, and emu would be worn smooth, with scratches distracting from the overall design when considering its market value. Australian 50-cent coin in dirty condition with scratches generally sells for around its face value of 50 cents. In some cases, if sold individually to a collector specifically needing the 1994 date, it might fetch up to $1, but in most situations, these lower-grade examples do not attract much competition at auctions. Their common nature and the abundance of better-preserved examples keep the value modest. Coins in higher condition grades are more appealing to collectors and naturally command higher prices. A 1994 50-cent coin in very fine or extremely fine condition may sell for $1 to $2. Uncirculated examples with no wear and full mint luster often bring $3 to $5, while proof coins made for collector sets can sell for $10 to $20, particularly if they remain in their original presentation packaging. Error coins from 1994, such as misstrikes, off-center coins, or planchette flaws, are much scarcer and can fetch significantly higher values depending on their uniqueness and appeal to error collectors in practice. Most circulated 1994 coins in dirty or scratched condition are sold in bulk lots along with other common 50-cent pieces. Dealers may group them by weight or in mixed date rolls, where the per-coin value essentially equals face value. Individual worn examples are rarely sought after in auctions, though they can still be useful to beginning collectors who want to complete a date set without spending much money. Next up, the 2003 Australian 50-cent coin is part of the decimal series that has been in circulation since 1966. By the early 2000s, the 50-cent piece had long been established as one of the most recognizable and distinctive coins in Australian currency. With its large size and unique dodecagonal or 12-sided shape, it was instantly identifiable in change and had become a symbol of Australia's decimal coinage. Technically, the 2003 Australian 50-cent coin is struck in weighing 15.55 grams and measuring 31.65 millimeters across. Its large size and heavy weight make it one of the most substantial circulating coins in the world. The dodecagonal shape ensures it stands out in both appearance and feel, making it difficult to confuse with other denominations. Millions of 50-cent coins were minted in 2003, so this issue is not considered rare. Availability and circulation means condition is the key factor in determining collector value. The coin being discussed here is described as being in extra fine condition with some scratches. In numismatic grading terms, extra fine means the coin has seen only limited circulation. Much of the detail remains intact, though there is light wear on the higher points. On the obverse, the queen's hair, crown, and facial features are still sharp, though some flattening may be visible on the highest areas. On the reverse, the fine details of the coat of arms, such as the feathers on the emu, the texture of the kangaroo, and the wattle sprays, are mostly preserved. Though light wear is noticeable, the mention of scratches does reduce the appeal of the coin. Even in an extra fine grade, surface marks and scratches are considered damage that lowers desirability. Collectors typically prefer coins with clean surfaces, so scratches can prevent a coin from reaching its full market potential. Still, an extra fine coin is significantly better than lower grade circulated examples, which often appear very worn and lack detail. In today's auction market, a 2003 Australian 50-cent coin in extra fine condition with scratches is generally worth around face value, which is 50 cents. Depending on demand and presentation, it might sell for up to $1 or $2, particularly if someone is seeking to fill a date slot in their collection. However, since this is a common modern coin, scratched examples do not usually bring strong competition. Coins in higher grades carry more value. An about uncirculated coin, with only the faintest signs of wear, may sell for $2 to $3. Uncirculated coins with full mint luster can fetch $3 to $5 or more, especially if they are particularly attractive. Proof coins from 2003. Struck specifically for collectors with polished eyes and superior detail, are much scarcer and can sell for $10 to $20 or higher when still in their original packaging. Error coins, such as off-center strikes or clipped planchettes, are also highly collectible and can command significant premiums depending on rarity. In practice, most circulated 2003 50-cent coins are sold in bulk lots along with other common dates. Dealers often offer bags or rolls of mixed 50-cent coins by weight, where the per-coin value is essentially face value. Individual scratched coins rarely attract bids at auction unless they are in exceptionally high grade or have unusual characteristics. Nevertheless, for collectors, even an extra fine example with some scratches has interest. It represents a snapshot of Australian coinage in the early 2000s, when Ian ranked Broadley's realistic effigy of Queen Elizabeth II was dominant across the Commonwealth. It also continues the tradition of Stuart Devlin's coat of arms design, a staple of Australian currency since 1969. While its monetary value may be modest, the coin has cultural and historical significance as part of the ongoing story of Australia's decimal coinage.